Today we went to the North Shore. We looked at what 3, 4, 5 million can get you near the beach. We were able to get into a house. A client of ours is considering raising a family in, and I'm gonna talk about Kailua versus the North Shore. Because we have people come in and they're thinking, you know, I'd wanna live on Kauai or Big Island or Maui. If it's not a resource thing, they wanna live in these outer islands or they wanna live on the North Shore in this very unique culture. Part of our job is to challenge you is the novelty gonna wear off? Do you really like it, or do you like the postcard temporary idea of it? In 6 months, in 18 months, in 24 months, is it still gonna be the thing for you? Another thing you're gonna see me do, regardless of whether you're buying at the 5 million mark or the 500,000 mark, is doing a virtual tour with my clients on FaceTime. Fortunately or unfortunately, this house did not have a lot of negative to point out. We're great at being your advocate here when you're not here. However, in this case, the house is just pretty amazing. We kind of show you the detail we go through when we're doing a virtual walkthrough, so you're making a sound decision. We're here at this coffee farm that I've driven by a bunch of times, never actually went to. It's pretty cool. To give you an idea of where we are, Kenji, check out that sign right there. Wahiawa is like right over there. Schofield Barracks and Wheeler Airfield are right over there. The North Shore is that way. We're gonna go to Haleiwa and then we're gonna get started talking about some properties of interest and then getting into the culture and stuff. And even if you're not a higher resource person who can choose to buy in the multi-millions, even if you live in town in a condo, you live in Eva in the suburbs, you are of this very homogenous, limited island, and it's all relevant. Oh. Lonnie's looks pretty good. One thing cool about this client, when we were talking, he was like, it's like between Lonnie's and Chan's and by leftovers and I was like, oh, you really know the spots, huh? And he was like, yeah, something like the Makai side of Kaneohe. If you surf, if you're local and you surf, let me know. But Chan's, it's a right, yeah? And it breaks and then it hits a deep spot, so it fades back. And that always like tripped me up because like it looks like you can go and then you turn around and like, oh, you gotta race it back this way to catch the inside again. It's just kind of it's a weird wave. I never loved it. I like Lonnie's better. One thing I wanna point out is behind me, there's an Audi and like an old surf van and these guys talking. As I get into this video, one of the challenges I'm gonna talk about is kind of the class divide and the nuances of the culture here. And someone might show up in a Lamborghini to the beach and their friend might show up in a 1988 Toyota. We just saw that literally right here. We'll get into more of that later. I think the Hawaii Kai video was the last time my towel changed on the channel. But if we're gonna walk on the sand and show this house, show the outside of this house that is of interest to our client and talk about stuff, I can't not get wet. Last video or 2 videos ago, I gave you a pro tip, which was when you go to the beach and there's like grass and then sand, leave your slippers on the grass and just walk on the sand. But the other pro tip is you don't need slippers and you don't need your towel. So you can just leave that here. But the other pro tip is bring your valuables. Don't leave those in the truck. All right, guys, we're about to show you what 3.9 million, maybe less if we negotiate, gets you right on the sand, right on rock piles on the North Shore. So behind me is a property, and I think we'll probably go to coreteamhawaii.com and pull up our search function and maybe click through some of these photos. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's a property of interest for this client, is what it is, right? You can see in the pictures, the house needs quite a bit of work. They started out at 5 million, now they're listed at 3.95. The square footage, the room count, it's relevant in any real estate, right? Yeah, this is a 3.2, but this is what you're purchasing, right? This oceanfront, North Shore, very unique piece of real estate. The reason why they started at 5 million and thought they could achieve that was there are a very finite amount of lots, just pieces of land on this stretch, and this is one of the most famous stretches of beach in the world. Now, talking about the culture here, when we showed up, there were some tourists speaking a different language with a soft top board and a Costco rash guard or something. Obviously not North Shore Hamas. And then you also got the boys with the 4x4 Tacomas parked in the sand. You know what? I'm gonna move over here because check this out. Uncle Story Net. Our client said, you know, I live in an area that's a little too much 1-acre lots and 5,000 square foot homes and kids in country clubs. He's like, I wasn't raised like that. I'm afraid my kids being raised like that is not going to produce the childhood experience that I want. So he's like, I'd much rather have a house that is a $4 million house that is not obviously some crazy bougie house. The value comes in the beach and the land and the people, and my kid growing up in the ocean and having barefoot friends and a different sort of community than you get here. I think that's all true. I think that a kid can have a special life growing up right here, getting to know uncle that throws a net, fishing, swimming, snorkeling in the summer, skateboarding across the street, riding bike up and down, and getting to know the hitchhikers that are always on these streets, and the pro surfers that mingle around, the people who don't even surf, just like the yogi mom in that community. The North Shore offers community. There's also a divide, right? There's people, agent on our team, Mahe, her family is of the North Shore. Hariva, big wave surfer, shout out to Uncle Larry, you know, a Hawaiian surfer family, but of the other, you know, side of the North Shore. They barely had a pot to piss in. You know, you first look at something, maybe you can't see it. As an insider, as someone who grew up here in the North Shore, I have someone I know in my family who's a very prominent surfer. And he's like, brah, the North Shore, it's its own set of rules. It's its own culture. It has its own dramas. It has its own hierarchy of things. It gets policed differently by the boys. There was a horrific incident here a few years back, and local law started to go into effect, not just HPD. There's this nuance to growing up on the North Shore, depending on what class you're in. And if you don't find yourself in the right group, it could almost be more isolating for a child than just being in the vanilla neighborhood. Now, I think it always depends. Some kids will fit better into this culture, and some kids will fit into the suburban culture or the urban town, like city culture. It's gonna depend, be a roll of the dice. Sometimes a cluster of kids in a certain age group kind of suck. Sometimes they're great. But my job is to challenge you, not only for the kid, but for the wife, for the husband. Is the novelty of this gonna wear off? Not being able to go to a real coffee shop and have regulars, not just tourists and transient and Airbnb stayers, but have like regular people in town. Is this North Shore thing gonna wear off? In Kailua, you can live in a suburb, you can play on a soccer club. The North Shore has soccer too, but probably just doesn't have like 5 different clubs to choose from. You can be in a baseball team. The North Shore has baseball. I doubt they have 5 teams to choose from. Yoga group. Actually, North Shore and Kailua, they probably both got legit multiple yoga groups. Bad example on my part. But these sort of like classic American, you know, Monday through Friday routines, Kailua is just more of that. You can live in a suburb. Like we had our Kailua video, which we'll link in the description. We show like the 10 pockets of Kailua, like different suburbs with sidewalks. They're all within proximity to Kailua Beach. You're not really surfing, you're more likely kite surfing or kayaking. Why might I wanna challenge someone looking at the North Shore with Kailua? These people are coming from suburbs. To go from like a Chicago suburb to like Bali, is that really gonna last? You ever went from like your last, you know, guy or girl that you were dating was a certain thing, and then when it's so different, people are like, I don't know if that's gonna last. Are they going through a midlife crisis? Is something going on? Well, if you're going from suburb to like North Shore, the surf capital of the world, its own set of rules. You saw that sign. When you're going from a suburb to that, it might seem novel and whimsical and, you know, oh, I'm gonna have sand between my toes all the time, but it might wear off, right? I wanna challenge a client with Kailua. You'd think, well, all of Hawaii is a beach town, right? No, that's not actually the case. Kailua is a beach town. The North Shore is a surf town. Is it transient? Are there tourists? People only there for 6 months or 2 years at a time? Like, yeah, there's people that just come here only for 2-3 months in the winter and that's it. Home is San Diego, home is Brazil, Indiana, or what, who knows. The North Shore is more transient. It's like less rooted, but then also like deeply super rooted. That confluence of things sometimes could create a rougher experience. I think when it comes down to it, it's show aloha, get aloha, and that's always gonna remain true. But if someone's coming into me and they're like, hey Derek, I wanna buy on the beach in the North Shore, I'm like, well, what's going on? Like, does someone have cancer? Are we trying to avoid divorce? Are we celebrating life and we know North Shore is for us? We don't need a Costco anywhere nearby. Leave me a comment, but I think that our viewers, our clients, they like that we would throw that challenge out rather than just move towards the commission. The North Shore is a little more raw and rugged. And when someone's saying, I live in a suburb, I like the North Shore, I like Kauai, I like Hanalei, I like the south part of the Big Island or whatever, I'm just always like, some percentage of these people, it's not gonna work out after a while. I'd rather like challenge you right now to make sure you're making the right decision. If someone does end up choosing the North Shore and kids are homeschooled, like our clients' kids are, it's kind of a great place to be homeschooled because I'm pretty sure today's a school day. Check these kids out surfing. A lot of kids on the North Shore are kind of homeschooled. When you don't have 30 kids to corral, you can get a whole school day done in 2 or 3 hours, right? And then on the positive side, like this is what they get to experience and explore, burn off that energy, not like just sit in a chair and be told to shut up all day. You can come and like run in this sand, play in this ocean for the rest of the day. And on the North Shore, there's a lot of kids doing that. The North Shore is the strip of surf capital, strip of the world's most famous surf. Kailua is like the only thing on the island that has a downtown. So like clients I was talking to, they're familiar with where my dad lives in Tennessee. There's this town called Franklin. Town square, you know, roundabouts. I don't know that Kailua has a roundabout, but it definitely has this town square feel. And it's the only thing that has that. California, you know, think of Pleasanton, Palo Alto, Alameda, like this town center. North Shore doesn't have that. North Shore has a few shopping centers that are like the hubs where you're gonna see you see 100 tourists in transit, and you'll see handful of locals, pro surfer, pro paddler, some mountain climber who's here for a certain amount of time, who's like a world famous mountain climber. It's a super cool place where you can be super grounded around unusually extraordinary people who just sort of seem normal, and so that's what makes it cool. I think for these clients who inspired this video, I think they're gonna choose the North Shore in the end. My deep nuance in thinking about how to best position my clients on this island and how to spend $4 million, $5 million. We have a client who's considering $7 million plus. And then the majority of our clients are, you know, 500,000 to 1.5 million, right? Whether it's 500,000 for you or whether it's 5 million for you, my job is to challenge you in a healthy way, make sure we're making a sound decision if there's any question at all. If you're not from here, let us know. If you're local watching this, tell me your perspective, Uncle, on Kailua versus the North Shore. Let us know if you want to do another sort of nuanced 2-neighborhood comparison and try and get into some houses like this. I just wanted to stop here to show kind of the dichotomy of things. I know this is temporary. I think it's temporary. Is this temporary? I don't know if it's temporary, but this kind of shows like North Shore, that house is probably worth, I don't know the square footage and stuff, could be like 4 million plus. But then you have this on the outside. North Shore is, that's cool, right? I'm not complaining, I'm not throwing shade, I'm just, North Shore is its own thing. All right, guys, so I know up until this point, it could even seem as if I've been negative, throwing the challenge out. Like, is the novelty of the North Shore for you? Probably got local people watching this saying like, bro, don't even talk about North Shore, and I understand that too. I'll be there in just 1 minute. The agent here is here to show us this home. To talk about the area, we saw a guy riding bike, and he was checking people's mailboxes, a little bit suspect. This is a famous stretch of just guys, people just riding bike, getting to different surf spots, kids just, you know, being kids. This is one of the cooler parts of the North Shore. And if we're talking about real estate, you can see how highway is over there, houses are more set back. When you're by Chun's and Lonnie's, your house is right on the highway. So this is arguably a more desirable spot. We're gonna see how much of this home we can show. We're going to go in and check this out for our client.
Pictures look really nice.
Yeah.
And
Well, it shows better. Or it shows better actually in live than the pictures. I'm glad you guys can see on FaceTime.
All right, so this is the access road. There's the gate. Irma was just starting to show me around, so I want to get you guys. Yeah, the ocean's down there, as you know. I know you guys spent time here. Probably an elevation certificate that we have on record, documents of the way the foundation was poured.
I'm sure he have it.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's all legit. It's all permitted.
I would expect it to be higher, so yeah, that's...
Yeah, don't catch me because maybe new, you know.
We'll see, yeah. Well, I won't quote you.
Yeah, party time.
Yeah, because in these homes, if you do want to entertain, parking's an issue in this area. So if I wanted to push it on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe a 9th though for a small car. Yeah. No, I appreciate the conservative estimate, yeah.
I appreciate that.
So it's actually now they're not allowed to do not attached.
Yeah.
So that's grandfather in our studio for seller, but it's also be able to transfer to little room and studio.
Okay.
Because all the infrastructure, I don't know if you can pick a.
Okay, so this could be finished. Nice.
We're good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Currently.
Okay, yeah, that's, oh wow, that's actually better than I thought.
Oh, that's cool.
Storage option. And potential.
This wrap around on eye on this side that takes you to that side.
Okay. Ruparanganai, that's the access road, just to make sure you're oriented.
Gotcha.
Ocean that way, Cam Highway that way.
Albany has everything dishwasher, 5-burner cooktop, and high-end appliances.
Yeah. So I know you guys had asked me about the size of the kitchen.
Yeah, it just looked like a little tight.
I mean,
Not a whole lot of storage space.
yeah, not a lot of storage. I wouldn't say tight because that's pretty wide, and because it's open on both sides, it feels open. At the price point, might a lot of homes have more kitchen, sure, but this close to the ocean, North Shore, wouldn't say it's.
Right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's tight, but not a lot of storage is fair.
So what is the pantry?
This is the pantry on the left
That's
here.
the pantry there.
Yeah. And then there's another like Harry Potter closet to the left, so potentially you could build out shelving there for canned goods or something if you weren't using it for other stuff.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
What's that to the left?
So on first
This is
floor,
a
it's
room
2
here.
bedroom, 2
Okay, one
bath.
of the rooms.
Two bedroom, 2
on
bath
first
on
floor.
this floor.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's saying 2 bedroom, 2 bath on this floor, which is first floor, but technically the second floor, if you're talking about where it stands relative to the ground. I'm standing in the far corner. Oh, it's okay, Emily. Closet's behind me.
Yeah.
And I'll move towards the bathroom. Smaller vanity, smaller tub. Shower looks really nice. As you know, like we'll tell you if it doesn't look as good as the pictures or whatever, but I think this all looks really good. Small, simple. The bathroom, from what I can tell, the tiles, the grout looks even. Vinyl window, which is nice. And to code, you have to either have the exhaust or a window for code. Drain in the center, which is nice. You can tell that they didn't just replace a tub or keep a drain off to the left. Drain in the center is how a nice walk-in shower should be. No closet doors. This flooring is like a type of vinyl plank, just typical gray. Not attached to this bedroom, so it's not like a primary suite, but this one's a lot bigger, double sink. I think it's probably enough storage in here. That's a good idea. This bathtub and shower looks good. Nice. It looks like it's not a standard, a special order, like deeper tub. She was saying they built it to stay. Kids surf, typical. I don't say typical, but like common North Shore lifestyle and family. But then kids are now going to college and they're moving to town, to Honolulu, like in the city.
Yeah.
All right, moving over to this bedroom. This is bigger.
That's the big one.
Yeah, this is a good size. You can kind of see this. It's not perfectly centered. That structural, it's not like a beam, but for lack of
something
beamish thing. It would be nice if that were centered or not there. I do notice that when I come in, but not enough for me to not like the house. House is still pretty cool. White vinyl windows. No closet door again.
Is there a reason why this particular one did not have those doors?
I don't know. I don't know why they chose it to do it that way. It'd be harder to get your surfboard out if you had closet doors.
That's true. There you go.
Yeah, it is.
That's the logic.
Thoughts? I think that the wood plays well with the elevated beach home. I could also see someone painting the trims and the doors to each their own, like a light gray or something. That would be a good idea to extend the cabinets of the kitchen into there.
We were thinking the exact same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna like have a breakfast room or whatever, you're gonna use this and you're gonna use that area outside.
Out there for sure.
Yeah.
To like out there on the main, kind of the main entertaining lanai.
Good space, good size. I'll give you here, I'll put you away from me for a second. So I'm 6 feet about wingspan, right? So I'm measuring tape on me, but that's probably 10 feet. That's probably 10 feet or so. And then
20 maybe, something like that.
10, but I don't know if I give this 20, but it feels very spacious.
Yeah, okay.
How long are these tiles typically? 18? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a half of those.
could be.
You see people, you see transient people using the beach access. That's part of a home like this.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
Getting that to be electric would be nice. If
Yeah, it would.
I'm sure that's been a consideration.
So the lanai is about 7 by 14.
7 by 14?
Yeah.
I think that's bigger than 7.
Yeah, about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I'm 6.
Yeah. So.
So she was saying 7 by 14, but I'm very confident that that's bigger than 7.
Yeah, your wingspan should be
6-ish, right?
pushing 6, yeah.
Yeah. And I would give it probably more than 14 as well, but I appreciate the conservative.
Yeah. I'd rather go conservative.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
That's what walks all the way around to the front door.
Oh, yeah, here, I can go around to the front door for you guys. Kenji getting us some video.
Yeah, that was nice.
Right
He's
here.
he's in the zone.
I do hear street noise, as you can expect. Oh,
Yeah.
pretty cool cliffside view.
That's nice.
That's impressive.
How's the breeze up there? Is it, because there's no AC.
Today's not a
Is it pretty
breezy
good
day.
breeze generally, or is it blocked by other buildings and trees, you think?
Well, generally by the ocean keeps the air somewhat regulated and consistent, and by the ocean is more breezy. I just went and dipped in the ocean, which you'll see in this video in a week or two when it comes out. And this is the laundry room.
All right, that's
Which is nice because in Hawaii, a lot of times you don't have indoor laundry. And I mean, these are probably going to suffer from salt damage eventually anyways, but not as quickly as if they were outside, like a lot of Hawaii washing machines are. Yeah, right now I think somewhat, not small isn't fair, but like less storage. It's spacious enough for a couple people to be cooking. But if you add where I'm standing, like she said, if you add counter and storage there, I no longer feel like it's a smaller kitchen. But
right.
it would flow kind of like, you know, fridge. It's not exactly aligned, but it would work. I think it'd be fine.
Yeah.
All right, I'm standing here in the corner again. Spacious enough for like, you know, you're out in the suburbs in Austin, it's a big house. It's by no means that kind of living room. But if you went up, but if you went to the lake or a mountain, and this would be like a very perfect like Airbnb, playing cards, enjoying time with the family. It's like that nice cabin. It's big enough, you know.
Yeah.
If that weren't there, it would feel even bigger.
Yeah, I can see that.
It does.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna stand here, do a sweep, and then we'll go upstairs.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna pause at this corner. Nicely, thoughtfully done with this extra step here.
Okay.
And a section for your art or whatnot. Do they do all this art themselves? Is there? Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah,
This
it's a
is
big room.
this is very large. That's
How
a
do you stop?
go
How do you
ahead.
stop a 5-year-old from going upstairs?
Oh,
There's no door, huh?
I didn't notice a door.
oh,
as
there's
you
no door, yeah.
entered the
Oh,
space.
you can do the door.
I guess you'd have to put your own door.
Yeah, exactly. We'll figure something.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's an idea.
This is large, so I can't get fully in this corner because of this thing, but I'll hold the phone there. And that's a king size bed, to give you an idea. I mean, you could king size bed, do yoga here, have a desk, like, and plus this out here, like there's a lot of space out here. Now I'm on the outdoor deck. This is,
I didn't realize it bumped out further.
this feels like 30 feet long.
Yeah. It feels,
Because I ride a 10-foot surfboard. Like I have 10-foot surfboards, and it feels like 3 of them.
yeah.
Yeah, and again, I could count the tiles. Wait, this is big. I'm on 0.5. I put it on the regular camera view, and that's Kenji. I'll go back to 0.5 so we can see more. But granted, the 0.5 camera makes it look a little bigger. I can hear the ocean. And the waves aren't even big today, so if it were bigger, I'd hear the ocean even more.
Not so close that it's just loud, you know. It can get too loud sometimes. I guess you probably get used to that, though.
On a windy day with big surf, there will be a lot more salt in the air and more noise.
Yeah.
But that's living, you know, here. Neighbors have nice grass. That's a plus. If you're gonna have to look at something, yeah.
And the lanai of the master bedroom, it's about 470.
So over 1,000 up here.
So yeah, it was 1370 downstairs.
Downstairs is 1270, just the main area, plus the actual lanai is 322.
Water closet-ish, but no door. It looks like there'd be room though if you wanted it to have a door. Shower is large, no curtain at the moment or any other door. There is a step up, so if we got anyone who's in a wheelchair or anything, that wouldn't work. This looks nice. Not a ton to say about it. I'd say the listing pictures probably represent it accurately.
What's the flooring up there? Is that carpet up there?
That is carpet.
Okay, that's tile.
This is tile.
Okay.
And they have like a vinyl plank sort of transition piece to transition the two. Closet, not huge. Given how large the space is there, they definitely opted for more bedroom and lanai. It looks beautiful so far. We're really not afraid to point out blemishes if we see them. There's nothing major. Like it's done well. No doors is something you have to add. Split AC, something you'd have to add. With the split AC, I may opt not to have the ceiling fans depending on how often you do or don't use it. But overall, very nice.
Okay, great.
Do you guys have any questions before we sign off?
I don't. You've covered way more than I was expecting, so this is great.